Hey guys, welcome back. It's time we're gonna take a look at some leaks today. We're gonna take a look at the I don't know what you even want to call it, some kind of like human centipede of reposting what is supposed to be leaks. My entire Instagram feed, and I'm sure many others that follow a lot of Pokemon people, was entirely this guy and another guy that we're gonna take a look at. Another almost certainly fake card that we're gonna take a look at later. Goes without saying that we're gonna take a look also at the fact that someone's gonna get in a lot of trouble if this bad boy is real. I'm under the belief that this gold one right here is a real card. I know a lot of people are upset because of that, and we got some Charizard ballers that are not so impressed. They don't want a tic-tac-toe. I don't even know what you want to call this. It's like some kind of candy design here, but I mean, the chandelier on the head thing is kind of, people aren't used to it or don't like it at this point in time. It's something new. We've seen the same thing with like Scarlett and Violet. People are like, oh, I don't know about Scarlett and Violet, but it was sort of the same thing with every new generation. Sword and Shield, we definitely seen it where people were getting accustomed to like the Gigantamax stuff. Myself personally, I was like, why is the mechanic that they just get extra large? What is going on here? So we're going to take a look at this leak and why I believe this one is real. Why I believe that someone is going to get in a lot of trouble for this. It goes without saying that if something comes out, if it's leaked, if there's photos of it, if it's being sold over a month before release date, someone's getting a spanking from the Pokemon Company or the print facility. And I think this is one of those cases. So if that wasn't bad enough, if something's not released, even if it's been released in Japanese, if it comes out in another language, that long before release, if someone took it from work, whatever they did, they're in trouble. This is extra bad because not only are you going to irritate, give a little sack tap to the Pokemon Company International, but also when this stuff hasn't come out in Japanese yet, you're looking for extra trouble. You're in extra trouble at this point. And we'll go through what we're looking at here. And again, guys, we get it. Not everyone has to post this in their story, on their posts, on Instagram, on Twitter. It's already, you can already scroll down and see it 7,000 times. I mean, it's weird. Usually you've seen some like leak stuff and like a bunch of people will post it, but this was like everyone posted it. So they provided a clearer picture, which again makes it more believable. There's this weird misconception that people will go through that will justify the fact that it has to be a leak if it's taken with a bad camera. And usually, there's many cases where it is taken with a bad camera. Someone that's got their ball grease all over their lens on their flip phone from decades ago, or taking it out of their pocket or whatever because they're in the facility when they take the photo. But here it is. We got it. We can see here. We can kind of see the textures. Again, not a good picture by any means, but at least better. And it's in French. So I think that lends a little bit to the credibility, the fact that they printed it in French instead of in English. But again, we have to be super skeptical here. We need to ultimate skeptic to the max. And the thing is, if this is real, which it probably is, it's angered a lot of people. I mean, at least even in this picture compared to this one, it does look significantly better. I know people don't like the pink, purple, blue, whatever the hell is going on with the wings and part of the body. But it is what it is. It's a Charizard. It looks like it's going to be painfully, extremely powerful. So we're going to see it in play as well. So if it didn't, maybe it doesn't have the sexy Zard appeal everyone that wants to go to bed with at night, but at least it's playable and it's a chase Charizard. So the filler that we got here. So it seems the Terra type, the alternate Terra type that isn't the type of the actual Pokemon, is going to be in the card game used to avoid weakness. So if you're playing a Charizard deck, you can still use your Fire Charizards in it, which is pretty busted. If somebody wants to counter you with, say, a water deck, they can't. They need something to hit for grass. And this thing has 330 Juicer XP, which is pretty crazy. We've seen that on the Ampharos, the recent Ampharos. He's chunky. He's chunky. He also has a comeback mechanic and energy acceleration. So this thing is going to be busted to the point that, like, maybe, I don't, do you play a water deck? You gotta play something that's going to be able to knock this out. It doesn't seem like anything can knock that out without weakness. If I recall, I'll have to take a look at it, and it depends what comes out in the meantime. So keep that all, grain of salt. We do speak French here. Not very well, but we do. But we have a Twitter. I'm not even sure who posted this. My apologies to whoever posted this on Twitter. I think it got reposted in the Discord, but it doesn't show who actually posted the translation. Credit to the person. If I can figure out who it was that posted this, I'll slap that bad boy in the comments down below. If anyone knows who posted this translation. Ability: when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may search your deck for up to 3 basic fire energies and attach them to your Pokemon as you like. So that's pretty strong. That is very strong, especially if you're playing other Charizards already and you splash a couple of these bad boys in your deck. You're accelerating energies maybe onto your other Charizards, and then this Charizard, he's got the comeback mechanic, as we'll see here. We have the attack down below here with the 180 plus, and it does 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. Sounds a little familiar, right? Is that Radiant Charizard? Similar mechanic. So I don't know if they're trying to make Charizard like the comeback king for the final knockouts. They're giving him a whole lot of tech, considering the fact that, like, well, I guess this isn't out, but also the 151 Charizard EX isn't out either. But it seems like they're trying to make him a staple. They're trying to make him powerful. I would be very surprised if it didn't turn into a very, very strong deck, and probably right up along the top. So just this card in itself has so much utility, different weakness, juicy HP to the max. We got a comeback mechanic, and it accelerates energy. Like, it probably shouldn't do all those things, and I have a hard time believing that it won't do something crazy in terms of the card game. So we got to take a look here. This is upcoming set release schedule. So Ruler of the Black Flame is only coming out July 28th, it seems, in Japanese. So someone's getting spanked if that's a real card. They're in trouble. They're absolutely in trouble. I'm assuming that the French cards are printed in the United States, so it's a good chance that someone stole that from work. I would say from the background pictures, they had it on like a binder, and then they also had it on like a carpet of some sort, unless that's in the lunchroom or something like that. Regardless, even if they were taking photos of it at work and didn't take it home with them, which I find a little bit hard to believe, they're in trouble. They are absolutely in trouble. They'll end up finding out who did it. That person's going to get fired. They're going to be very lucky if they don't have legal action taken on them, because not only will this like print facility or wherever it came from they're going to be pushing, they're going to get pushback from the Pokemon Company International, but also I don't know how it works exactly. I would imagine that the Pokemon Company in Japan would be like pushing on the Pokemon Company International, and then they're pushing on the print facility if it was stolen from the print facility. But yeah, it doesn't look like a recycling facility kind of situation, because it's in pretty good shape, even though all we have is the terrible photo of it. So 151 we're going to take a look at later on in the video. It's time to look at the fake Charizard that was painfully faked, but no one looks into anything. I don't understand it. No one looks into anything. Everyone wants to be first, or they want to be first with 75,000 other people who posted the same crap. We got this guy right here. Beautiful artwork. Again, as soon as I saw this, I was like, why is it so blurry? But we can see the grain on the binder or whatever it's being set on. Perfectly fine. I get it that, like, maybe, we get the depth of field. We got maybe something in the background is in focus, but the thing on top of it isn't in focus. But this it looks plain as day, like it's blurry on purpose. This thing should be textured, and I guess in order to hide that texture, even though we see texture here, in order to hide that texture, we blurred it a little bit. So I don't know what the origin was of this, but whoever put this bad boy out, you duped everyone. You fooled a lot of people. People, just like they shared the crystal dark, whatever you want to call it, lollipop Zard, they shared the crap out of this as well. So then my Instagram. You give it a hard scroll, and it just ended up being these two cards, and everyone just posting it. I get it. I don't understand. It was so prominent that like it was hard to see anything else in terms of Pokemon on Instagram or Twitter. Twitter may be a little bit less bad than the Instagram. Instagram was very bad, but this is funny. So we have here Brish saying this is fake. It has a Japanese set number and set amount, 165 out of 165 for Pokemon 151. So oftentimes, and also not to mention that the attacks are not the attacks from the 151 set. So they didn't match those. So maybe those weren't available at the time when they created this. They just had the Japanese, but they didn't have the translation or something like that. And again, purposely blurry. They had another photo of it here, and it almost looks like it was just superimposed. So it's probably just another card that they laid it on. Again, purposely blurry, background not blurry, which is pretty interesting. We got Pokemon TCG Saver, and not to mention, there have been a lot of people that have been making like, not necessarily fake or not trying to deceive anyone, but they've been taking like other non-full art cards and blowing the artwork up onto what would be an EX or something like that from the newer sets, the higher rarity cards from the newer sets. And then if those get like stolen and spread around, I can see where people kind of get this. But again, we had people blindly sharing the first Charizard, which I do believe is real. Then we had people sharing this bad boy to the extreme. We should probably follow Nanpi. He was the one that posted down here, and I think we have the Instagram story as well. The artwork for this Charizard was one from the Illustration Contest 2022. Now, I don't know if there's ever been an example where somebody that didn't win the Illustration Contest ended up getting, their artwork turned into a card, but I think it says Arita down at the bottom. So it's the wrong artist, wrong attacks, wrong set number for the 151. Like it's just there's a lot of mistakes, and that's usually what it is. Whether or not this was intentionally made to trick people, or it was just like a cool thing that someone like made up a mock card, I'm not sure at this point. If anyone knows the origin of this one, or the crystal dark Charizard, please send it my way. It's very hard to tell at this point in time because, again, everyone and their dog posted it. People that didn't have a dog with an account, an Instagram account, made one for their dog and then posted it on there. So here it is. We have this Charizard that is said to be a leak from the 151 English set. I think this confirms is fake because I found the original art and is one of the entries in the 2020 illustration contest by Taiga Kasai. So yes, that among many other details on the card itself. The fact that they were trying to hide that it didn't have a texture, also kind of leading to that. So, what else we got here? These bad boys. I think someone's in trouble for these bad boys as well. Again, we got the 151 set. If anyone has possession of these at the moment, you're gonna end up with someone showing up to collect them. And if you were the one that took them, you're probably losing your job. Yes, the poster has been revealed. But it looks like these are the real deal. Again, it's hard to tell in a sleeve, in a top loader. If they are, it could have been printed out, or, it would have been a lot of effort to print these out, to take it from the poster images. And then also I don't think there was anything in English on the posters. I could be wrong though, but regardless, I guess we have poster images here. Yeah, we have the poster images here. So I think they were only in Japanese. I could be wrong. Someone correct me if I am. But here we have it. We have SV2A Scarlett and Violet Enhanced Expansion Pack Pokemon Card 151 is set to release on June 16th, 2023, later this summer after the Snow Hazard Clay Burst expansion. So, again, another instance of something that's not out in Japanese yet, and the cycle repeats, and you guys people ask, they wonder, why do you make videos about these stolen cards? What's the big deal? They're only cardboard. Well, hopefully at some point in time, people learn that it's a bad idea. Don't take this stuff from work. You're going to lose your job. You might end up with a criminal record. You might end up sued by the Pokemon Company in some method, or especially if it's in large quantities like we saw with the Fusion Strike hits. Like Nintendo, the Pokemon Company, is not afraid to take legal action against you. And you signed a non-disclosure agreement. You're just asking to get bucked in the gas. So that's it. That's all. That's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in. We'll stay tuned and we'll see if we can trace down where these came from. But I'm sure that'll all come to light. We'll figure it out. And I'm sure the investigators are already, the private investigators are already on this. Hopefully not the Pinkertons, because everyone's more afraid of them than the other private investigators. But join the Discord. We have a happy hour tonight. Come on in. It is going to be a good time. I guess I got a bunch of other stuff that I can say at the end here. Nobody's watching anyway, right? Happy hour. If you're watching this far in, make sure you're joining the happy hour tonight. If this is the day that this video comes out, we're going to have, I think we're having hot dog themed. So bring a hot dog if you have one. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern time every Saturday. In the Discord. Join the Discord if you haven't joined the Discord. It's a nice little voice and video chat. Usually people open some Pokemon cards. If you want some people to do that with, we are there for you. If you just want to watch other people do it, I don't know if there's anything going on. Sometimes we watch if there's like live events or anything like that. We'll watch those. Yeah. Also, important to note, I made some posts already, but if you haven't ordered your Paldea Evolved, you're going to want to do so. PSAPikachu.com. I like how the green screen. PSAPikachu.com. I don't know what they're down to now. Less than 100 boxes, maybe 90 or less. You're going to want to do that. If you're from Canada, don't worry. You can order from dozcards.ca. The links are always down below. Or if you're in the Discord, there should be in the links, codes, deals section. But yeah, it should be pretty limited on release. So if you're looking for release day, I know a lot of people like to. It's usually a very fun experience to do stuff on release day. I'm going to do a big opening on release day for the Paldea Evolved, probably 3 booster cases, similar to what we did for Scarlett and Violet Base. It's going to be a good time. We'll do a live stream, get everyone in there, see if we can't complete another set. I think this one's going to be a lot harder. But anyway, yes, join the Discord. Enough rambling. See ya. Bye.